Chapter 8. Good luck, Mom said as she leaned over to give Lizzie a kiss and dropped her and Pugsley off at Bowser's backyard after school Wednesday. Thanks, Mom! We'll probably need it! Lizzie looked down at Pugsley, who was nestled in her arms. He looked so innocent, but Lizzie knew better. Even though his behavior had improved a lot over the last week, Pugsley knew Pugsley was still not 100% perfect. He still had his Mr. Pest moments. Lizzie was just hoping terrible would happen that afternoon like Aunt Amanda was watching them. More than anything, she wanted Aunt Amanda to invite her and Pugsley along for Camp Bowser to the weekend. She had dreamed about it all week long. Now Lizzie waved as Mom drove off. Then she walked up to the door of a doggy daycare. Lizzie gave the pug a pep talk. You can do it, Pugsley. You're a good puppy. You have behaved yourself all week long. Well, mostly, except for a few slips here and there. When you weren't getting enough attention, you know, like when you ate Dad's fish and you knocked over Mom's favorite lamp and made her cry. And, well, enough about the slips. Lizzie looked down at Pugsley and hugged him. All you gotta do is be good for 3 hours. That equals, she thought a minute doing the multiplication mind, 180 minutes of goodness. Pugsley tugged on his leash, pulling Lizzie towards the door. He snorted impatiently. Let's go. She keeps talking, blah, 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 blah. When am I going to go out inside and see all my friends? Lizzie laughed. Okay, buddy, you're right. Just go. It's time to go in. Remember, whenever or not we get invited to Camp Bowser depends on you. Got it? Pugsley barked and cocked his head as he was trying to understand. Lizzie chuckled at him. I know you'll do your best. Here we go. She pushed on the door, and she and Pugsley locked in. Well, look who's here. Aunt Amanda spotted them and gave them and came right over. She hugged Lizzie and bent down to say hi to Pugsley. Pugsley did not jump up to lick Aunt Amanda's face. And he did not put her paws in the sling. Instead, he did not whirl in excitement. Instead, he just sat down the way Lizzie had taught him. With his curly tail wagging and a paw out for a shake. My goodness, what a little gentleman! Aunt Amanda smiled as she rubbed Pugsley's ears. She looked up at Lizzie. See, your father told me how hard you've all been working with Pugsley. It really shows. Lizzie felt her heart swell with pride. She looked down at Pugsley. Sorry, it's been a long day. No more Mr. Pest, she said. Mostly. That's just great! Aunt Amanda stood up. Maybe Pugsley is almost ready for a trip to Camp Bowser. That's exactly what Lizzie was hoping here, but as soon as she heard it, Then she started to worry. What if Pugsley messed up? She smiled at her aunt and held one hand, fingers crossed. What's today's activity? She asked Aunt Amanda as they went into the playroom. Paw painting, Aunt Amanda said over her shoulder. Lizzie groaned. Groaned, but not loudly enough for her aunt to hear. This was not good news. Paw painting with dogs was like finger painting with kids, only messier. There were so many ways Pugsley got in trouble, and why couldn't it have been story day, where the helpers read to the dogs, or even field day, where they had lots of races inside and the dogs got to burn off energy. Oh well, Lizzie would close Jim Pugsley and make sure that he had all the attention he needed. That meant she was his helping. Helping with other dogs. But she was sure Aunt Amanda would understand. And the playroom was full of dogs. Fiona was there. So was Max. And even Hop came out of their nap room. Hops loved paw painting. Aunt Amanda and her helpers had rolled out a sheet of newspaper that stretched from one side of the room to the other side of the room. Now they were putting out paper bowls full of red, yellow, and blue poster paint. They were also trying to get the dogs to settle down and choose a place along the newsprint where they would make their own paw painting. Pugsley was tugging at his leash again, but Lizzie did not let him go. She was sure that if he did, he would tear all in the room and leave yellow, blue, and red paw prints everywhere. Oh, no you don't, she said. She led him over to a spot next to Haas and let the two dogs sniff each other and say hello. They looked so cute together. The Great Dane was just 10 times as big as Pugsley. But he was kind and gentle to the little pug. Okay, everyone, Aunt Amanda called over the sound of happy barking. Let's start painting. Lizzie helped Pugsley dip one front paw into the blue paint and then press it onto the paper. Fun, isn't it? She asked him. So far, so good. The old Pugsley would have... Hey, Mom.
I'm leaving, okay?
Where are you going?
To retro.
Oh, yeah. So good. The old Pugsley would have ran up and down the whole paper 3 times, but the new Pugsley settled in, enjoying himself. Lizzie noticed that Aunt Amanda was watching. They smiled at each other, and Aunt Amanda gave Lizzie a thumbs up. Next, Lizzie... Haas had dunked his big paws into a different color. He was making swoopy paw strokes in red and yellow. Nice, Lizzie said to him. She let go of Pugsley's leash for a second, reached over to wipe paws. Tossed his paws with a paper towel. Why don't you try some blue? Blue! She pushed a bowl of blue paint over to the Great Dane, and Haas stuck his big paw into it. Hey! Aunt Amanda yelled. Watch out for Pugsley! Lizzie turned around and gasped to see Pugsley putting his whole face down to the yellow paint. Oh no! Lizzie cried. One cent about attention. And look at what he had done. Startled, Pugsley yelped and looked up at her in fear. Yellow paint ran down his face, and he stuck out his tongue to taste it. Then he sat down the way she told him, right into the red paint! He held up one blue paw. What? Why are you looking at me like that? Did I do something wrong? Lizzie groaned. No Camp Bowser for Mr. Pest. She was sure they had blown their big chance. But Lizzie had a surprise for her coming. Sure, at the end of the day, Aunt Amanda came over to give Pugsley's goodbye treat, a little dog biscuit. She then hugged Lizzie. Pugsley wasn't perfect, said Aunt Amanda. I know, Lizzie said miserably. That painting, honey, it wasn't so terrible, Aunt Amanda said. Pugsley's behavior has really improved, and you worked hard. You deserve a reward. If that's right with your mom and dad, how about you and Pugsley come up to Camp Bowser this weekend?